The advice and opinions expressed by the host of Autism Live and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice. The Center for Autism and Related Disorders advises working with a board-certified behavior analyst who has experience with autism before starting any intensive behavioral intervention. Any choices you make in determining your child's treatment are completely at your own discretion.
Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Nancy.
And we're thrilled to be here with you on this beautiful Friday morning, and lovely to see you, Nancy.
Good to see you.
And how are you and Wyatt?
We're doing good.
That's wonderful. Everybody's back, well, on our side, we're all back to school.
Yeah,
for some of you, you'll be back to school next week.
Right.
But it's the beginning of this, the end of summer right now.
I know.
I don't know about you, but this is my favorite time of year.
I don't mind it. I kind of hate saying goodbye to summer, but...
I hate saying goodbye to summer, but I love saying hello to fall. And I love this sort of sweet spot right in between where it's all back to school. And I don't know, I just love the, getting the different clothes out. I love the switching what you're eating kind of thing. Now all of a sudden apples are on sale everywhere. And that makes me happy because I grew up in upstate New York, and so this was like the time of year you went apple picking.
Right.
And that whole thing makes me really happy.
Yeah, I grew up on the East Coast too, so I remember apple picking in the fall.
Yeah, no, such a good time, and just everything about this time. It's it's not quite the holiday hubbub, but it's everything changes a little bit. It's funny because I love James Taylor. My child is named after James Taylor. Really?
Oh, he did? He is?
Completely.
Oh, I thought it was named after Jim.
No, that's a lie. He's totally named after James Taylor. You can even ask my husband and he'll tell you the same. And I love James Taylor, and one of my favorite songs that he ever did is The Secret of Life. And the opening line is, "The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time." Now, I'm not there. I'm like, no, everything.
I know.
Like, why can't it stay the way, I'm not there, but I do enjoy this, like, seasonal stuff. So I think that's like a step towards it.
Yeah.
That I try to say, okay, it's summer now, let's enjoy summer stuff now. But I love it when the seasons morph from one to another, and I really try to appreciate what seasonal things, because otherwise, you're not living in the now. I guess.
That's right.
But I am one of those weird people that I love when they put up. There are places that have Christmas decorations up now. I'm okay with it.
I'm not.
I know. I'm weird. I like that. I'm like, yay! It's the first sign. But you know what? As a kid, my mother was a big crafter. I love to craft. And there was a place where we lived, because I grew up in Saratoga, New York, and it was called Deco World. And Deco World was, right off the highway, and it was this shop that was before its time, but they craft everything, right? But they had the Christmas tree room. And the Christmas tree room went up in July. And it was always a big deal. It was like, okay, it's July 15th. Let's go see the Christmas tree room at Deco World. And I understand it doesn't exist anymore, but that bums me out. I know. But we have places like that here. There's a place in Pasadena that you can go to that has a Christmas tree room.
Right.
I haven't been there lately. I sense a road trip coming up. Anyway, we have a big show for you. We're very excited. It's different than what we promised on the postcard. I just got to put that out there. But we have a surprise for you, a wonderful, wonderful surprise.
Okay.
And we have news to start off. Should we jump into the news?
Sure.
All right. We don't do this on Let's Talk Autism, but you know that it's interactive, right, you guys? Traven,
Yeah.
do we want to take a second to show them how they can interact? We don't usually do this on Let's Talk Autism, but should we go ahead and flash and show them the ways you can interact? Traven's going to show you that while we're doing the news.
Yeah, please write into us.
Yeah, we love to hear from you guys and hear your things.
Yeah.
But now I've given Traven 17 things to do all at
Okay.
once. But can we cover news while you're doing that, Traven? Is it too much? Oh, he's got it. He's on
right.
top of it, he says.
So
Okay.
we have a great first story.
Yes,
A
this was all over the
Kansas-
news.
Yeah, it was. A Kansas second grader is warming hearts around the web with a photo posted online of him consoling an autistic classmate.
Doesn't this just break your heart, and doesn't it say everything? I love, because people were putting up different pictures, but I love that Traven's got this one, because the one little boy who's on the spectrum was having a hard time, but the other boy reached over, took his hand, and you see that there's a look on his face like, okay, what's this going to be like? But he's there for
Right.
him. It's I think the reason why every news outlet covered this, and I know you guys have already seen it, but we had to cover it. We couldn't be the one news outlet that didn't cover it, right? But it's that thing of, what if the whole world did this?
Yeah.
What if the whole world
Compassion.
was like this wonderful little boy? It's not his favorite thing. He didn't go off to kindergarten to have to console somebody else, but the person needs consoling, so he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Got your hand.
Just amazing.
Very sweet.
I hope
At such
somebody.
a young age.
So his name is Christian, the little boy who held his hand. I hope somebody just gives him a college scholarship. I just wish that somebody would reach out and do that now and go, first day of kindergarten, you change the world, you get a college free ride wherever you want. Wouldn't that be nice?
That
Let's
would be
put
nice.
that
So
out
maybe they
into the
will now that
universe.
you put it out in the universe.
That young man needs to get a big first day of kindergarten, and you made news all over the world that made people be more compassionate. Hello. Yeah. No. Somebody give him a free scholarship. 4 years, full ride wherever he wants. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, now we
If
have
I were in charge of the world,
Now
right?
we have a not so wonderful story about Delta Airlines, who apologized to a family who complained that they were mistreated when trying to make sure that one member who is autistic was seated next to a relative during the flight. The flight crew has since been grounded. The airline has apologized after the family, but apparently they were seated away from the autistic family member, who I believe is 21. Yeah, and they said that he balked at sitting in an assigned seat next to a stranger, so a fellow passenger offered to trade places, but at that point a flight attendant said return to the original seat and would not allow him to sit next to the family member.
This because I think we've all been in some form of this situation where, the family, it was intercontinental flight.
Right.
So this wasn't like a little hop. Like,
Right.
we're going to go 40 minutes and, get over it, sit with whoever, right? And even that kind of thinking ticks me off. But we've all had that thing where something takes longer, their plan was to get there early,
Right.
and then they didn't have the time to get there early and got there and realized that their seats weren't together. Now, see, I think that the bottom line on all this is money. And that also tears my ticket. Because I don't know if you've noticed now that when you book a flight, they'll say to you, well, the flights start at this amount. And you go, oh, well, that's fair and wonderful and reasonable. And then you go in and find out, oh, but for that price, you don't get to pick which seat you sit in. And if there's two of you, you may or may not get to sit together. So if you want the seats where you can say which seat so that you can sit next to somebody, you got to pay. And sometimes it's hundreds of dollars more.
Really?
Hundreds of dollars more. And there's, from what I've seen, and please write in, correct me if you're seeing something different, but I've flown on a lot of different airlines this year, and I've not seen anything where there's like special circumstance button where you need to override that. But this is a form of discrimination. If you have a child on the spectrum, not on the spectrum, you should be allowed to push a button saying, I need to sit next to my child, and you don't get to charge me hundreds of dollars more. Thank you much. This is a premium thing that they've put on there so that they can make more money, and it's gouging people who are in circumstances that really shouldn't be the people gouged. Parents of children and individuals with special needs, come on, airlines. And so this airline person decided she was, even though another person, a passenger, said happily trade with you when they explained what the circumstances were. And by the way, they didn't ask for all three of them to sit together. They weren't being pushy. They weren't being inappropriate. They just asked for two for him to sit next to his sister. And the person said yes, got up and moved. Everything had all been figured out. And then here comes dun, 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 the person who's like, oh no, we're going to do it by the book. These are the people that I have no time for.
And then everybody suffered. Ultimately, the pilot told all passengers to get off the plane. After waiting in the terminal, there was an announcement came that the crew would not complete the flight. It took 3 hours for a new crew to arrive, reboard the plane, and take off.
So everyone was penalized for it. So they've issued an apology. They've grounded the flight crew. Obviously, somebody needs, look, okay, here's the thing. I've noticed that there is this growing school of thought, and let's not be ageist about it, because people like to say, oh, well, it's the millennials. The millennials are very black and white thinkers, and they don't think outside the box. No, there's a growing school of thought of, well, here are the rules, and we're going to follow the rules no matter what. And I love rules. I absolutely love rules, but there are asterisks behind almost every single rule. And when people adhere to a set of rules and go, nope, these are the rules, it very often leaves out, it disenfranchises the people who need it the most. Mm-hmm. So, Delta, teach your people how to think outside the box. Right. And clearly they're paying for it because this is bad publicity for them. And I'm sure some of the other passengers are cheesed about that. Mm-hmm. Yuck, Delta. Okay. But how about a good ending story?
A good ending, yes. An investor, Brian Jacobs, is leaving Emergence Capital, which was a big firm, to start his own firm, Moe Capital, where he'll invest in startups focused on a huge employment gap for people with autism. Now, this guy is heady duty. He founded Emergence in 2003. He had early bets on Viva Systems and Zoom.
Zoom, which we're all using, right?
Right.
So he became a billionaire.
He became a billionaire. His son has autism, and he realized what a problem this was. His son actually has a computer science degree from Cal Poly and still could not find a job.
Well, and we have friends that are like this as well. I mean, This is why Joanne Lara started Autism Works Now. There's a young man that we've featured here before on the show, Luke Guastafario, who he has a degree in city planning or something like that.
Yes.
Like, so, and he's like very articulate and he's wonderful, but he wasn't finding jobs.
Right.
And we've seen other young people without a degree trying to find a basic entry-level job, like tearing tickets at a movie theater.
Right.
And how overwhelming that can be. It's just, I love this dad. I love that he's a billionaire and he went, okay, like he could have stayed and made how many more billions?
Right.
I don't know. But instead he went, no, there's a need here and it's going to benefit all of us.
Right.
And his kid, absolutely love it. So they are, the new firm is called Maui Capital.
Maui, I'm sorry, I mispronounced
it. How did you say it? Maybe I've got it wrong.
Maui.
Maui,
I believe.
Well, we'll see what it is. But he is looking to help organizations that are trying to fill that employment gap for people who are on the spectrum. So we'll make sure and tell Joanne Lara, because he needs to know about Autism Works now. But what a wonderful thing. I say, it's always the power of one parent. And yes, this guy happens to be a billionaire and the rest of us aren't, but let's face it, all the other things, well, in a minute, we're going to feature a mom who's the power of one, who's making things happen, and I'm fairly certain she's not a billionaire, unless she's not telling me. I don't know. I guess it's possible, but I doubt it. So just, be inspired by that because sometimes, you guys, I know for me and Nancy, I don't know for you, but sometimes it feels like, why isn't anybody doing the right thing, right? It just feels like, why doesn't somebody do something? Well, here's a perfect example. Here's Dad who's saying, yeah, the money isn't the everything.
Right.
So I'm going to go do something that's meaningful and take that money and make it happen. So excited to hear more. We got to book him on the show. He needs to come in and talk with us about that. All right.
So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with Swathi and Siri.
Yes. Swathi and Siri are going to be with us. Swathi's mom, Siri's daughter. We've had Swathi before on the show.
Yes, we have. Siri's jewelry design.
Yes, but Siri's been doing much more, and they have an announcement of something that they're going to be doing that can potentially involve all of us. So you're not going to want to go anywhere. Stick with us.
Do you provide care services to someone with autism? Recently, more and more children are being diagnosed with the condition and getting the support they need as awareness grows. But what happens to these children as they grow up? It's estimated that over 500,000 youth with autism will turn 18 in the next decade, and they'll be faced with a very difficult reality. As children with autism grow up, their services start to disappear or become very difficult to access. Things like medical care, mental health counseling, vocational training, and more. All services that are still desperately needed. The loss of support that youth with autism face as they grow up is so severe that it's referred to in the autism community as falling off a cliff. Adults with autism need the same level of support they had as children to avoid falling off the services cliff. Introducing Skills Living, the web-based software designed specifically to help transitioning youth and adults with autism so they can avoid the cliff and instead fly to success. With Skills Living, help your learner with autism develop the skills they need in all the critical areas of adult life, including self-control, planning, and problem-solving, effective communication, performing life skill tasks for independent living, acquiring and maintaining employment or other meaningful activities, developing and maintaining social skills and relationships, accessing transportation and public services, and being safe. Skills Living includes a comprehensive assessment, a data collection mobile app, behavior intervention plan builder, and automatic progress reporting. It also provides a complete curriculum addressing 16 key areas spanning the entire range of functioning adulthood. Skills Living is easy to use and can be implemented by schools, parents, and autism service providers. Call or click today for your free demo and see how Skills Living can help your learner with autism avoid the cliff and instead reach their fullest potential. Skills Living. Wish, learn, become.
Hi, I'm Shannon Penrod, and we're at the ABCs and XYZs of Special Needs Conference. And this year, for the first time, they've got something really remarkable. It's the Entrepreneurial Boutique. These are all items that have been made and are being sold by individuals who have special needs. So we're going to do a little shopping and talk to some of these fabulous entrepreneurs. Come on.
My name is Molly Rarick, and I'm founder of Breed's Gift. We're a nonprofit that serves teens and adults with special needs, like Chase here. We were founded in 2013 and serve people in the Conejo Valley, Santa Barbara, and LA.
Our main objective is to give our participants the skills they need to gain a more independent life.
My name is Shelley Cox, and Lisa Zalagi and I are founders of Creative Steps and Create Micro-Business Enterprises. And the items that we're selling here today are all made by the clients who have passions about what they want to make, and then they get the profits from what they make after we've paid all of the other expenses.
We are here today because my goal is to be independent, and also I would like to share all my artwork, and I would like to sell.
Thinking about at his young age being a businessman, it's amazing. I cannot be more proud.
Can you say hello? Say hello.
AJ?
Stop crying.
AJ, let's eat. Can you eat, AJ? Let's eat, son. Have a fry. My understanding of autism was very limited.
He would lick tires on cars, windows, you name it. And so we went to the 13-month checkup, and I remember our pediatrician, he said, well, he probably has autism. There's nothing you can do about it. Come back in a year when he's 3.
Our initial understanding of what the ABA program was basically all we picked up from this clinic in San Antonio.
He didn't pick up any signs the entire 8 months that he was there. I think the difference came when we changed vendors.
We were very impressed with the way that CARD actually gathered data to be able to quantify the progress that he was making. They have a curriculum that they follow that's tailored to each child. They were identifying AJ's strengths and weaknesses.
We were finally starting to see real progress.
Good, AJ. Here's eggs.
The first thing CARD did for us was, I remember the first time AJ said, "Mommy, I want you." And that was the most wonderful thing ever. There's hope.
Yeah,
That's when I knew that there was hope. I never thought that AJ would be able to say that. It was like a gift from God. It was so fantastic.
With CARD, we got him enrolled in a private school.
And he was in a typical classroom. He would go from activity to activity. He could sit when he was supposed to sit. He could be around typical kids. The goal is for CARD to work themselves out of a job. It's for AJ to be in a mainstream classroom with no help, and he's functional and he's learning. We're really grateful to all of the therapists. AJ would not be where he is without them, and we will never be able to repay the part of themselves that they gave to him to make his life better and to make our lives better.
Say howdy, we say hi. Let's get rowdy, let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get wild. Let's get wild.
Hi, welcome back to Autism Live. I'm Lisa Ackerman. We're here doing allergy-free cooking, and I brought my sister with me today.
Jamie Davis, thanks for having me.
A lot of people are asking about an allergy-free breakfast, and breakfast can be full of crap.
But it's full of
cereal.
crap and it's hard to do. We don't have time in the morning. We're in a hurry.
We're going completely nut-free. The recipe is not...
Personality, we can't do anything about.
Yeah, can't do anything about that. So we're going to start off first with, I'm using sorghum and brown rice flour. I find the texture good, and I've added some flaxseed meal. We talked about that last time, flaxseed meal for poop. Almost every one of our kids has a poop issue. What's next on the recipe is the quinoa flakes, baking powder, cinnamon, and the xanthan gum. It brings the glutinous texture back into the flour, and often what happens with these recipes is they can fall apart. This one holds up nicely. I like it. For the folks that are egg-free, we have a ton of egg replacers. One of those can be the arrowroot starch or bringing back some additional flaxseed. So there's a lot of options to go eggless, but we're going to go egg full in this one. For sweetener, I use the maple syrup. I stay away from refined sugar. What I'm adding now is the coconut milk, maple syrup, and a little bit of the coconut oil. And we're going to add in the raisins, craisins, and chocolate chips at the end. I find that chocolate chips can coax people to eat some really amazing things. when we started, Jeff had 42 food allergies, so we had to get creative in how we cooked. So nuts were a big, big issue. What I like now is that he can tolerate so many more things after start doing this diet. So let me show you how you can deal with this sticky stuff here. You get your fingers really wet, and you can push it down. So my oven has been preheated. It's at 350 degrees. So we're gonna just throw this in. Like I said, I like it around 23 minutes, and the magic oven says, I'm done. Looks like, don't you love magic ovens? They're awesome. There we go, pops right out. The texture of these, and it's so pretty. It looks almost like a big chocolate chip cookie, but you actually made it healthy. But you can be my guinea pig. Tell me what you think.
That looks really good.
Doesn't it? So the textures and the colors in there are just beautiful. So the raisins are for you, the chocolate chips are for your kid.
I can't believe it's gluten-free.
I know, right? It doesn't taste like, you know, crap. We're wrapping up another cooking show. If you have feedback, you can email us at autismlive@gmail.com. We're, of course, on Facebook. You could go to facebook.com/autismlive. And of course, Talkin' Now has thousands of recipes. Join me there, and we can cook some more later on. So thanks for joining us.
You say howdy, we say hi. Let's get rowdy, let's get wild. Let's get wild.
We're back.
We are back, and we are so excited that joining us via Skype is Swathi, the mom of Siri. And I don't even pretend to try to say her last name because I will offend, and I'm not going to do that. But we adore Swathi and Siri, and so we want to welcome Swathi back. Thank you, Swathi, for being with us.
Thank you. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for having me.
We're so thrilled to have you.
Hi, Shannon.
So for people who don't know your story and are seeing you for the first time, tell them a little bit about your family and your dear girl, Siri.
I am mom of 3 kids. I have first one is Siri, 2 boys. The first one was diagnosed as autistic when she was 3 years old. And after 22 years, So yeah, I'm a mom of 3 children.
And they're an amazing 3 kids too, I gotta say. That could be a whole show in and of itself.
Thank you.
But you also are an amazing mom, and you have your own radio show. Tell us what your radio show is.
My radio show is about autism awareness. Actually, I talk about autism to the people that do not know what autism is all about. Through my show, many people are understanding about their grandchildren and their children. And it's worldwide on Telugu channel. Telugu is the language that I speak, and it's an internet channel.
And it's an amazing, amazing service that you do for our community, and I can't thank you enough that you're doing the radio show. But there's growing interest in your story for some very specific reasons. So talk a little bit about what Siri's been up to and what you guys are up to.
Okay. Actually, her story starts after she reached 22. Until 22, we had to go through so many ups and downs. Some of them are very hard to even express. But at age 22, we realized that she has an amazing talent of making jewelry. And after that, everything just opened up for her. Every day I see a new child in her. I feel as if I just had a kid 4 years ago. Now she's 26.
So she loves making the jewelry, and she markets the jewelry to the public, correct?
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
She loves making jewelry, but not only that, she markets the jewelry. You sell it to the public.
I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Nancy's asking, she's saying that not only does she make it, she sells it. You guys have a business. Talk a little bit about the business.
Yes, she was actually making all these pieces. She can work like 4 to 5 hours sitting at the table. Some days she says no. We don't force her when she says no, but on the days that she sits down, she makes so many pieces that we were giving away to our friends and family and at church for free. But then they started giving her money, and we kind of felt obligated to take the money. Then we thought maybe we should convert it into a business where people would actually buy them and not just give her the money.
And so, what's the name of the business, and where can people go to see Siri's jewelry and purchase it?
Designsbysiri.com is her online business.
And we had Chad Hooker on the show a couple of weeks ago because, because we had to. We had to have him on the show because I follow on Facebook, and I'm watching Siri work out with Chad and doing CrossFit training. And I was saying to you before we went live, it has been so inspirational to me. Every time that I don't want to work out, I go, well, Siri does it, so I need to get my tuchus up on that elliptical. But I see her doing things, and I see her body changing and her confidence changing and the way she moves changing, and it's the most beautiful thing. So, yes, tell us.
She just had one this morning, and when she was moving her head, something was spilling on me, and I was thinking, where is the water coming from? It's actually from her hair. She was sweating so much that, So, and we also started dance for her, dance fitness.
I saw a video of that over the weekend. She's a good dancer.
Yeah, she's going once a week, dance vibes, and it's a kind of fitness, and she's just getting into it. We are going to start the horse riding also for her. So, yeah, we are very excited.
Well, Nancy is quite the accomplished horsewoman. Is that the right phrase?
Equestrian.
Equestrian,
Wow.
Thank you.
And my son Wyatt rides.
So,
yeah, it's great for them.
Yeah, so, but you have something on the horizon that that we can all participate in coming up. Does it go live? What date does the GoFundMe go live?
It goes live on the 30th.
The 30th, okay.
On the Friday.
So
That is in a couple.
You're looking for funding. I don't know if you can hear me, so maybe.
Yeah, so.
She's looking for funding for a documentary on Siri's life.
Yes, so Nancy wants to know, you're looking for funding. Tell us what the documentary is.
So what happened was, as Siri is progressing, we are getting a lot of messages. Even television people are asking to air her story, and parents keep asking me, how did I help Siri to be what she is today, being very limited in communication skills. So we thought that maybe we should make it into a documentary so that her story will be reached out to many more people. So we are starting a Kickstarter campaign to raise money, and she has huge following on social media.
Yeah, she really did. And you've already begun work on the documentary, isn't that correct?
Yes, we just met Dr. Temple Grandin a couple of days ago.
Wow.
How was that?
She was very excited to know about Siri because we learned a lot from Dr. Grandin, and we feel that Siri is what she is because of two things. One is Dr. Temple Grandin, and also CARD, Center for Autism and Related Disorders.
Thank you for saying that. But I got to be honest. I have met you and your husband, and you are an amazing team. But you have been the project manager on this, and you have been unrelenting in being the support for your daughter, and making sure that she didn't just sit there. You say that she was born 4 years ago, but what I see is a mom who said, okay, nobody's going to come and do this for her. nobody's going to come and do this for me, so what am I going to do? And man, you're inspirational.
Yes. Until my last breath, this is what I'm going to do.
Well, and I love to see all your happy, smiling faces too, because she's a very happy young woman.
She is.
And she's capable. I don't tell people where they can go to follow you, Swathi, because you're in my feed a lot on Facebook, and I get so much out of watching. The other day, apparently, she went into the kitchen and decided that she was going to help cut some watermelon, and so there's a video of Swathi cutting watermelon. It's like 2 minutes long, and I must have watched it 7 times because she's so good with her hands.
Yes, and the people that watched the video, they were saying you should be careful, you shouldn't give her such a big knife, but yeah, she's very good at that. I cut my fingers, but she's very good at what she does. I want to let the listeners know that Siri was not like this from the beginning. So the reason why she is like this now is because of all the hard work that we as parents and she has done for so many years. And now we are seeing the results of it. She was never this way before. So it's still a surprise for us. We never seen any of these things when she was younger. So it was a lot of hard work from our side and also Siri's side, giving her choices, keeping her busy, always stimulated and all that. And now she's at a point where we feel that she doesn't need us anymore. She can practically take care of herself. So for young parents, my suggestion is there is no quick fix. Keep working at your kids and they will bloom one day. One fine day they will for sure. And Siri is the example of that.
Nancy is reminding us that we need to get all the websites of where we can go for Designs by Siri, where we can go to follow her and all that she does. Yeah.
She's on Facebook. She has a page, Designs by Siri. I write a lot about her, how she was before and how I helped her. So she's on Instagram, she's on LinkedIn, she's on Twitter, everywhere. And everything is Designs by Siri.
Designs by Siri. So design plural by Siri. And Siri is just like what we think for the iPhone, SIRI.
Right.
And I encourage you to check out on Facebook, there we go, because I think you will find that it's very inspirational to watch. It's just sort of amazing because I think a lot of times we have these preconceived notions about attention and focus and ability to do fine motor things in particular. She is particularly talented with fine motor. Her ability to, pick beads and put them together and string them together. And you can see it in the cutting the watermelon. The girl's good with her hands. But then to also watch when she's doing the workouts and dancing, what is that poem that we all, I need to get it like on a plaque, the whole thing about if judging whether somebody is talented or not, and if we judged a fish by their ability to go up a ladder, right? It would be a disservice. And I think that she's the poster child for that because what a talented, inspirational young woman she is. So maybe verbally communicating is not her strongest suit, but she's got so many other things going on. Maybe she didn't need that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
And Siri does talk.
She does. And sometimes when she's anxious, her voice volume goes very high. And we give her a telephone so that she can text and tell us what she wants.
Yeah. Well, you guys are amazing parents, and
tell us one more time about the Kickstarter campaign.
Oh yeah, let's talk more about that.
For the documentary, how people can support you.
Yes. We are working on a documentary on Siri's story so that it can inspire, uplift, and encourage other parents. Actually, Siri is an inspiration not only to autism families, but she is for typical people also.
Yeah.
So we are working on a documentary and we are starting a Kickstarter campaign. You can find all the information on her Facebook. So please go to Designs by Siri and like the page. And she also has a YouTube channel where I record everything that she does. And I post it on her YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that so that you will see what are the improvements she has been making.
Okay, and so just to be clear, because this show is airing on Friday, the Kickstarter airs today. So you guys can start whatever amount. You can donate $1, donate $5, be a part of this.
And we have cool gifts to go with it. At every level, as minimum as 5 or even less, we have gifts and then it goes up.
Okay, so be a part of it. You know how it is. I mean, I think we've all had either a dream or a problem, right? Where somebody else came in and was helpful and helped you to make things happen. And what I love about when we do Kickstarters and things like that is that, you know, imagine how you would feel if somebody you didn't even know donated $1.
Right.
Like, that's everything. It's like, I don't even know these people and they gave us $1. And let's think about if 100,000 people each gave $1.
Right.
How much money are you hoping to raise on the Kickstarter?
I think it is 25,000.
Okay, so we'd only need 25,000 people to donate $1, and there we would be. Now, obviously, you know, you might choose to give 5 or 10 or whatever, and then we need fewer people, but what a wonderful thing, and you don't have to carry the full bucket, but if you like could say to yourself, today, you know, today I'm not going to have a latte, and instead I'm going to give this to this family, they make a documentary, and let's change people's minds around the world.
Right.
What a wonderful thing. So wonderful. So what would we search on Kickstarter today to be able to donate? Do we put in Designs by Siri?
Yes, and the name of the documentary is My Name is Siri.
My Name is Siri.
Which we had her pick the name.
Very nice.
She wanted that name for her documentary.
It's a nice name. It's a good title.
It is a very good title.
Thank you.
Oh, and apparently we have a clip. So do we want to play the clip? Do we have your permission to play the clip?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's play the clip.
My name is Siri.
Hi, I am Yuli.
I am Swathi.
And we are here to tell the story of our daughter Siri. Siri has a successful online business making jewelry, but it wasn't always that way.
Siri was diagnosed as autistic when she was 3 years old, and it was very difficult for us because we used to move her from school to school because of her behaviors, and at the age 22 she was done with the school system. But constantly we would always think, what should we do with her so that she'll have a happy and meaningful future. I think I'm doing all the talking, maybe you should.
I'm Vamsi. And I'm Kieran. And
Their legal names are different, Ben and Andy.
we want to tell you what it's like to grow up with our sister.
We always kept hope. We always kept trying different things. We always thought that there would be something good that will come out of this. After 20 years, we suddenly discovered this talent she has for making jewelry.
Her story was captured many times on television, but it wasn't told the way we would want the world to know about our challenges as a family and how we overcame them.
It's one thing having her story being on different news stations, but to create our own documentary, it provides our point of view.
It's a story that has to be told.
The reason we want to tell this story is to give hope and inspire people who may be going through some challenges in their lives. Even though this is a story of a particular child with a specific challenge, I think the story is universal.
We are working with an amazing company. They are Flying Moose Pictures. Flying Moose Pictures.
Flying Moose Pictures. We want to raise money so that people will feel that they're a part of this whole project. They feel ownership of the story. They feel that they can bring this experience to the rest of the world.
Can we say like this, Siri wouldn't be where she is today without your help?
We have a Kickstarter page where there are lots of levels of support that you can provide. And your donations are tax deductible through our partner, Decolores Arts.
Hey, Siri, what shall we call the film?
My name is Siri.
Thank you.
So there you go, a nice
Beautiful
family story.
And Swathi, I should have asked you about this before, but can we just say, because I don't want to identify which one is which, but you have these two beautiful, handsome young sons, but one of your sons is, can I say?
Yes.
So one of your sons is a behavioral therapist, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, your other son is a soldier?
Yes, Army medic.
Yeah. I just, like, what an incredible family, right?
Yeah.
A behavior therapist for autism,
Right.
one of the sons, and an Army medic. So what an amazing family, what an amazing story that you guys have. What a great cause to donate. The price of a latte today.
Yeah.
Go to Kickstarter
Get the story out there.
and look for My Name is Siri or Designs by Siri and make a donation today, and you can be a part of this. Please give everybody in your family our love. Okay, Swathi?
Okay, Swathi.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Nancy.
It was great having you on today. Good luck with the campaign.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
And then everybody visit Designs by Siri. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get a jump start on the holidays. I talked about this last week. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not, because it's going to be less stressful. But if there are gifts that you want to give, and frequently, we're like looking for the teacher gift to give, and we'd like to give something that conveys good thoughts and good feelings about autism, and give a bracelet
Right, it's
to a
nice to
teacher.
support our autism community.
Well, and so you'll be giving the teacher something that will be meaningful, that they will because if they've got a student in their class, they're going to love getting
Right.
something with the puzzle piece on it, right? And who doesn't love jewelry, right? And Siri's got so many different types of jewelry. Like
Right.
if you like one thing versus another, go and look. But and you'll be helping to keep someone in a business that is on the spectrum. Like, it's just like a win-win-win-win-win.
It is.
So Designs by Siri, go do your Christmas shopping for teachers now and do a positive thing. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back
talk about some
finish the
things that
show.
are coming out.
Yes,
Okay.
lots to talk about. Stick with us.
Welcome to Smarty. This month, we're going to be making our own chore spin wheel. You'll notice when we make this fun activity, these icons are going to be popping up onto the screen. These correlate to specific skill sets that are in the Skills program. Skills is the ABA-based online tool that helps parents build their own teaching plan for children on the autism spectrum. If you are a Skills user, this will help you get the most out of this educational opportunity. Well, let's get started. The materials you'll be needing are a large bowl to trace, cardstock, scissors, a pencil, a ruler, a hole puncher, a metal brad, and any other arts and crafts materials you want to use to decorate your pinwheel with. So step 1, you're going to take your large bowl and place it on top of the cardstock and trace the circle. Step 2, you guessed it, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut along the line. Step 3, you're going to fold the circle into quarters. This is the best way to make sure all the triangles within it are symmetrical. Once you folded the paper, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to trace those lines so you can actually see them on the circle. Now here comes the fun part. Take your arts and crafts materials and you're going to decorate the chore spin wheel. I used some crayons to color in every other quadrant so you could see them pop and see the difference between the different chores. Place the different adaptive skills your child is working on in the different quadrants. Once you're done decorating the circle and labeling the different chores in each quadrant, then you're going to take your scrap paper that you had left over and you're going to cut an arrow out of it. Once the arrow has been cut, you're going to take your hole puncher and hole punch on the very edge of it. This will be your spinner. Then you're going to take your arrow and your circle and line them up and take your brad and place it through and secure it. And voila, you have your finished chore spin wheel. Well, I enjoyed making this activity with you, and I hope to see you soon. Until next time, guys, craft on! To find more about skills and to access all of the lessons you saw in today's Smarty, visit skillsforautism.com and click on the parents icon. Skills, the online autism solution.
Yeah, pumpkin's right around the corner. But did you see in that
We're
picture?
back.
We are back, I know, but did you see in the picture that they just showed of him with the pumpkins that his back was arched and he was looking up at the ceiling because we couldn't get him to look at the camera?
Oh, really?
The early days of autism, right? There was a pumpkin patch by us, and every year we would go and take a picture at the pumpkin patch from when he was a baby.
Right.
It is interesting now to go back and look through the autism years because our kids have a harder time focusing on where the camera is because it, whatever. But there's a lot of parents have been writing in about that and about tricks that they do. Like some of them, because it's around the time of year when they have the school pictures too, some of them say that if they send a mirror and ask them to hold it up next to the lens of the camera, that the kids will look there.
Wyatt always does he makes eye contact, but he does the fake smile.
Right. Well, and what we did with that is that, because Jem does that still too, and we found this thing, there was a video that he watched that he found hilariously funny, and so there was a noise that the seal makes in this silly video, and so whenever he's taking pictures, I wait, I don't say anything, but I wait, and right before they take the picture, I make the noise. So we have these great pictures of him laughing now, and because the first time the photographer was like, didn't take the picture, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you don't want a picture of him laughing.
Right.
And I was like, yes, I do. As if he's looking at the camera that much better, just snap that little camera. Right. But whatever it takes. Right, but if they get into that thing of, oh, I need to smile, and then it's like lost, right? Then you got to shake it off and do something and have them turn like a model. You know what I mean? But anyway,
We just did our senior picture, and so he did the fake smile for most of them. I hope he got something good.
And was it like a private session, or was it one of those things where that's good. I'll bet you got a good one then.
I hope so.
I think a lot of times when it's that thing of it's the conveyor belt where like, you're next, and you have exactly 5 seconds, we're never going to get the picture. When we do Sensitive Santa here, we tell families to bring their own camera and bring their own phones and take as many pictures as they want, and we take all the time in the world, and because that's what it takes. And then you get our kids can take pictures, but it takes a while. Okay, so a couple of things. Let's talk about Denim and Diamond ticket sales.
Yeah, we have Denim and Diamonds coming up October 6th, so tickets are on sale now. You can go to our website at Autism Care Today, and you can buy tickets. We need the public support. It's a great event. We're honoring Dr. Grampichet this year, and Erin Murphy, who used to play Tabitha on Bewitched, who's an autism mom and does a lot for our community. And they're giving me some sort of honor. I don't know.
Okay. Yes, but it's high time that you were honored.
All right. Well, they're giving me some honor.
So that's quite the lineup there. So that's just October 6th, very early in October this year, which is great. But it means that there's less time to buy tickets. Get your tickets now, and that's a really fun time and a great opportunity to be there and rub elbows with people that you don't normally see on a Tuesday, including Tabitha from Bewitched. Okay, so I want to give you guys a little heads up about who is on the show next week. Now, obviously, we are not here on Monday because it's the holiday, right? It's Labor Day, but we have a brand new show for you because we're pre-taping it. So Bonnie Yates will be with us and we'll be answering your legal questions. That will be on Monday. On Tuesday, we have a best of where we play some of the best interviews that we've ever done done here on the show. It's a great opportunity to catch up on things that we've done. On Wednesday, I'm told that we do have Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh for Ask Dr. Doreen. On Thursday, we have autism expert Danielle Jordan, and Joshua Margetts is going to be with us as well.
What are they going to be talking about?
So autism expert Danielle Jordan answers questions that you guys send in. So we give her questions. We just pick from the questions of the week and give those to her. And Joshua Margetts, I completely have no idea. I'll know later and remind all of us. And same thing with Friday, we have Ann Brown and Aaron Wright, and I have no idea, but they're going to share something fabulous. I approved all of them, but I'm on new medicine where I can't remember anything or anyone. I called my son a different name the other day. It just is how it rolls apparently at this age, y'all. And anyway, we just have like a minute or two left, and I just wanted to talk briefly, because it's a 3-day weekend. And a lot of times for a 3-day weekend, it's like pick which category you're in, because I know I'm in the category of 3-day weekend, right? This is really exciting. But I remember when we were in the early years of therapy where a 3-day weekend would come and I would go, oh no. Right, because it meant you got less services.
Right.
And they'd be like, we have 3 days with no help, no support.
Right.
He's not going to be progressing during these 3 days. And so much of our life was about autism that it wasn't like anybody was inviting us to a barbecue or a picnic or, you know, whatever it is that people do at Labor Day that I would hear people in the neighborhood getting together, but we weren't invited to that. So I just wanted to say a couple of things. Whatever you're doing this weekend, be mindful about what you decide to do. If you have been running, and like what you really need is a break, take the break. Take the break. There is no law that says that you have to go someplace every day.
Right.
If you need,
you can have a day at home.
Pajama day.
Yeah.
Like pajama day, and I am a new convert to ordering food that gets delivered and ordering groceries that gets delivered and ordering like laundry supplies through Amazon.
Right.
Like, it's this new thing of, I don't have to go to the store to do that. And I know that that's not, all of those services aren't available everywhere, but check and see what's available, because I didn't think we could get what we had here. But if you need that break, take that break. If you are feeling isolated, if you're somebody who's like, I would go someplace, but we are not invited anywhere, I want to make a couple of suggestions to you. Go to a local park. Those are open on Labor Day. Go to a local park, pack yourself a little picnic, and go to a local park. And even if it is just you and your child, experience that. Be out and of the world. Look and see. There might be a museum that's open or has a special program. Go on Facebook. One of the things that I like to do now when we don't have anything to do, and I'm like, I wish we had someplace to go today. If you go on your Facebook, and go to events, you can see what other people you know are going to. And you can find really great things. Maybe if you have friended other people in your community that are autism parents, there might be something happening that you wouldn't have known about otherwise. And then it will tell you, first it will tell you events that your friends have recommended and are going to, and then it just tells you events that are happening.
Right.
And I believe that there are filters that you can put in, like whether you want today or tomorrow or the next day, whether you want it free or whether you want it kid-friendly or whatever. But please, if you need to stay at home, stay at home. But if you feel like I'm home and I'm alone and I'm completely by myself, even if it's that you take a walk around your neighborhood, get yourself out, get your child out, be of this world. Can't guarantee that it'll all go smoothly.
Right.
But, it will all add to the experience you had. We have both been out and had bad experiences.
Yes. For sure.
And we're still here to tell the tale. And all of that becomes part of your experience with your child. But you really want to grab life and not let it go. Celebrate in any way that you can. That's my advice. Any advice from you?
Well, I think what you're saying, it's okay to take a break from things and stay home.
Yeah.
Sometimes their children go at such a pace. They have therapy. They have all kinds of after-school activities. School just started for most of them. They're a little overloaded from that. It's okay to be at home. if that's what recharges your battery.
Now that's if, now if you still have services, because some people do still have services on Monday, don't cancel.
Right.
Don't cancel services.
Right.
Don't get the, have your trip to the park or whatever around that, or say to the therapist, hey, we're going to a picnic in the park and, you get in your car and drive over. Don't cancel therapies. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that. Because I believe that every bit of therapy you can do adds up and makes the Grand Canyon. But if your therapies are canceled and you're like, oh, feel free to take a day then. Right. Because those days are few and far between. Especially if you're doing it right and doing therapy full tilt, as many hours as you can do. If you have a day where there isn't therapy, take it off. But if you've got services, do them.
Take advantage of them.
Take advantage of them, please, please, please. All right, we're totally out of time. But we will be back on Monday. We will be here on Monday with a new show for you with Bonnie Yates. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me.
And yourselves a hug from me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.